One of the things that I hear you talk about a lot, Joanna, is that there's some nuances that might be a little bit different around what we're talking about right now as it relates to student athletes. Was there anything you could add on that right now around just where we've got to so far in today's conversation? And is there anything different or that we should be considering if our child is a student athlete, or if it's you, the student athlete listening?
Right. Well, when you're looking at applying to an American college, you have to remember that there are two areas when you're applying as a student athlete. One is the admissions team. The admissions team is going to assess your academic record from grade 9 to 12. They'll assess your standardized tests, if applicable. They'll assess your overall application and portfolio, your interests, your passions, what's called the personal statement, and how you convey who you are in your storyline through that application. And that's great. But at the same time, the coaching team, so if you're applying to a school that offers Division I hockey, that coaching team is assessing you athletically, obviously, deciding whether they want to recruit you, which is a whole other process. But from an academic criteria standpoint, what is it that they need in order for you to be eligible to be recruited? So you're applying to a D1 school for hockey. You need to register through ncaa.org, ncaa.org. And that's the website that will essentially, you're sort of like the gatekeepers that say, we let you know if you are eligible to be recruited. And what are the two criteria to be eligible for recruitment? One is, have you completed what they call the 16 core courses? And these 16 core courses you will find on the NCAA website.org website. You'll also see that in terms of Canada, there are some variances from province to provinces in terms of course code, but the structure doesn't change. So what I mean by that is you'll see that the 16 core courses will consist of 4 years of English in the English category, 3 years of mathematics, 2 social sciences, etc. So when breaking that down, you need to look into that category and ensure that, do I have my 4 here? Do I have the 3 here, for example? So that breakdown, again, is available through ncaa.org. We also have a list of those provincial sheets on the prepskills.com website. The key is, as a student athlete, you're passionate about playing your sport, great. You're passionate about being recruited, maybe making the NHL, which is fabulous. But in order for you to be eligible to be recruited by that college, by that university, NCAA has to give you that stamp of you're good. So 2 key things, your SAT score or ACT, SAT plus your 16 core courses, those 2 things based on a sliding scale is what is going to determine whether they give you that check mark of eligibility. So here you have your academic piece from an NCAA standpoint, and then you have the admissions team assessing you holistically. The 2 will come together and make that decision as it pertains to you being admitted. So it's super important for student athletes, especially, to understand that they have more work to do. And so deferring this process and delaying it is not the way to go. And also appreciating that although the admissions office may or may not require, for example, an SAT, if you're a student athlete and you need to meet NCAA regulations as it stands, or eligibility as it stands, an SAT is required. So strategically, you need to be looking at the whole picture of your plan of action in order to make the right moves and take the right steps towards that successful end.